One of my clients asked a great question over the weekend, and I thought it was something that everyone needs to know. Everyone needs to know in relation to fasting, to juice cleansing, and how to get your body into a state where it's actually ready to do this. Because these methods are very detoxifying, and if we're not allowing our body to kind of get into a state where it's ready to do this, it can actually cause more harm than good. So I need to backtrack a little bit. When we're doing a juice cleanse, we need to ask ourselves, what's the point? Why are we doing this? Is it because we've been eating terribly for weeks and months, maybe years? We've been eating a lot of high fat animal protein, a lot of eggs, cheese, dairy, a lot of processed foods that have chemicals, additives, and preservatives. If we've been eating like that for a long, long time, and then we just want to go straight to the other way into a juice fast, it can freak the body out. In particular, it can freak your liver out. Because what your liver does, your liver is responsible for basically changing things in the body and converting them into something else. So toxins, chemicals, anything like this is your liver's job to get them out of your body. And we also have things like cholesterol, estrogens, even things like cortisol. Like these are all things that the liver has to deal with and convert into something else. So I want you to think of your liver being this little sponge. It's soaking in all the toxins, soaking in all the stuff so that you're kept well, and it stores it in here. But what actually happens is it's got a lot of pathways. So I want you to think of your liver having like roads. We've got these freeways going into the liver. And on the freeway, there's lots of little cars. And in the cars are toxins. And these are things like herbicides, pesticides, artificial colorings, flavorings, preservatives, anything that the body cannot use for fuel. Your liver inherently has to convert to something else to get it out of the body because it's not food. It's something foreign. It's something toxic. Okay, the liver, in these cars, we've also got estrogen, we've also got cholesterol, we've also got cortisol, we've also got hormones going through the liver to be converted. And this is typically where we see people getting things like high cholesterol and high blood pressure and all these sorts of things. Typically comes back to the liver is just not being supported. Now, why am I going on and on about the liver? Okay, if you have this traffic jam and say you're a little toxin in your car and you're sitting in this traffic jam and you're like, stuff this, I'm just going to turn off the highway. I'm going to go to Macca's for a burger and I'm just going to come back in maybe an hour when that traffic jam has subsided. Okay, and the thing is here, not only are we now adding more toxins to the body from our meal at McDonald's, but when our little car gets back on the freeway, lo and behold, the traffic jam is still there because there's just so many toxins going through the liver that the little liver cannot cope with this load. And when we're younger, it's fine. Like the liver isn't clogged up. It can deal with this stuff. But as we age, we find that there's more and more and more things bogging it down. And this is manifesting in things like skin conditions. I've got one myself. You can sort of see it's around my nose. Like when my stress is high, and moving house was very stressful for me, and I've been eating too much fat for years, even healthy nuts and seeds, all these sorts of things. It's not that they're bad. Coconut oil, all of this stuff. When we're eating too much fat, it can put a lot of pressure and stress on the liver and cause that traffic jam to still be there. Okay, so when these cars are sitting in this traffic jam for too long, what then happens, they can't just sit there indefinitely. There's toxins coming up back here that need to get out as well. So what the body does, it basically rediverts these back into your bloodstream to get them away from the liver. And if it does this too often, what we find is that, people that have trouble losing weight, it comes back to your liver's just not working properly. Because what happens here is when the toxins are now circulating through your blood, we've got kidney problems, likely, because, our kidneys are the things that are responsible for cleaning your blood. But your body has got to find a safe space to house these toxins so that they don't hurt you. And because they can't go through the liver, they've got to find somewhere else. This is where your body goes, right, let's shove them into a fat cell, put it there, now it's safe, and it's going to stay there until the traffic jam goes away. This is why I coach so many women. They come to me because they're overweight, they over-exercise, they might even under-eat, and they're still fat. And it's because what they're eating is foods that are rich in chemicals and pesticides and just fake foods, diet Coke, diet everything. These are all liver loaders. Now, I'm going on and on and on about the liver, but I need you to understand that this organ, if it's not supported, and then you enter into a juice cleanse for going from high fat, high meat, high toxic diet to fruit and vegetables, juiced, which are highly, highly cleansing and detoxifying for the liver, that's exactly what happens, is the liver starts to detox, but too quickly. It freaks it out. It just goes, oh my gosh. And so we've got all these toxins being released back into the bloodstream. So your kidneys are freaking out. These toxins can be circulating and hitting your brain. And this is typically why after day 2, typically when I, take day 2 on a juice fast, people feel terrible. They're like, I feel just so gross. My head hurts. I'm exhausted. They've got all these classic signs of detoxification. And we often talk about, oh, this is a good thing, get the toxins out. Yes, some are eliminated out, but what's happening to the body as a result of this can be very, very damaging. So all these toxins are going back into the bloodstream, which can hurt our organs, and then the liver essentially has to sop all of this back up again. So the toxins come back around to the liver, and now it's in a really distressed state because it's having to mop it all back up really, really quickly. And yes, we do eliminate some, but at what cost? So typically too, when we're stressed, when we've got a lot of adrenaline pumping through our bodies, and this is where, I've talked about fasting many times. Fasting can be very beneficial, but if you're someone that is a stressed person, or if you're struggling with adrenal fatigue, if you're tired a lot of the time, you need to eat, because what your body is doing, if you're not fueling your cells with glucose or with food, with fuel, then what happens is the body's got to produce adrenaline, which is a primary stress hormone. It produces adrenaline to give you energy that you're not getting because you're not eating. So it's a bit of a vicious cycle. Sometimes fasting is so beneficial. Like if I don't feel like eating in the morning, I won't. But if I wake up, I'm like, I need to have something to eat, I will. I just listen to my body. So yeah, when we've got a lot of this adrenaline pumping through our body to give us energy and whatever else, this scorches the liver. This is like fire to your liver. And so the body, because adrenaline is very inflammatory, the body releases cortisol as another stress hormone, but cortisol is an anti-inflammatory, and it's there to fix up, I suppose, the effects of the adrenaline. But when we've got both pumping all the time, these are things also that are going through your liver. So, I've had people do juice cleanse, or they've come back and told me and said, well, I didn't lose any weight, and I actually feel a week after my juice cleanse, I feel fatter than ever. Well, that could be a result of you've released too many toxins into the bloodstream all at once. Your fat cells are absorbing these toxins to keep you safe, and now your liver function is just in the toilet. So now what you're eating, if it's not good, clean, cleansing foods post-juice cleanse, and your body is just stacking on more traffic jam, and the liver is now not working as well as it was even before your juice cleanse because you've just freaked it out. So it's really important here, guys, before entering into a juice cleanse, drop the fats right down. You might be doing a few days of salads and smoothies, but not covered in all these oils and all these fats. We want to have some fat. We definitely need some fats in our diet, but keeping it low so that the liver is supported. So I really recommend having smoothies with some beautiful fruits and lots of vegetables, leafy greens. We need those minerals. Okay, you need to think of your veggies are your mineral foods and your fruits are your antioxidant foods, and we absolutely need both. So eating like that for at least a few days, maybe a week beforehand, drinking lots of water, getting some rest. Then when you enter into your juice cleanse, your liver is not going to freak out as much because it's been supported. It's been able to maybe flush a few things out prior to your juice cleanse. The juice cleanse then accelerates the cleansing. And then afterwards, you don't want to go straight back into eating all this fat. You want to make sure you support that liver and ease back into eating cooked foods and fats and other things. So after a juice cleanse, I'd say, look, do a day of smoothies where it's like a blended juice, a juice with all the fiber in it. Have some salads, have some of those sorts of things. Sweet potatoes, they're great for your digestive system. They're good for the liver. They provide that glucose that it needs. So having those sorts of foods post-juice cleanse, and then slowly start adding in, if you eat animal protein, sure, add a bit of that in. If you eat lots of nuts and seeds, add some of those in. But try just to keep your fat consumption fairly moderate. Like you don't need to just douse your food in fat. That's not what the body needs. Okay, not at all. So this is where, when we can live in this rhythm, and celery juice has been the best thing I found to cleanse out the liver. I have it every day without fail, and I didn't have it for over a month when I moved house because it's expensive here. So I know, well, I'll just adapt. I'll eat normal, and I was just eating lots of beans and quinoa and I don't know, whatever else. And my skin's terrible. I need my celery juice. This is the thing that helps my liver because I do have a sluggish liver, as much as I hate to admit that. So, when we can identify what the body is telling us, what our symptoms are, symptoms can be skin conditions, it can be eczema, it can be feeling really tired, it can be aches and pains. Your body can't talk to you, so it has to find a way to communicate, hey, there's something not right here, I need some attention. The liver is the first thing that I would try and pay attention to. So I hope this makes sense. If you want some more information, just get in contact with me. We do run a juice cleanse program within our 16 Weeks to Wellness program. But the main thing is if you can add in celery juice, maybe every day, if that's something that you could do, and just add in those fruits and vegetables that really do support liver detoxification. These are things that are going to help you long term. Okay, so hope this finds you well. Thank you for listening. And for me, I'm just so passionate, so excited about helping people understand how their body works. If you don't understand how your body works, how are you ever going to heal anything? How are you ever going to know when it's out of balance if you don't understand what it's trying to say to you? So I've focused in detail in both of the liver in particular. I'll be speaking about this at the Desserts in the Raw workshop on Thursday night. That goes from 7 to 8:30 Perth time. This is where I talk about all of these things. I think it's 7:30 till 9, sorry. If you want to understand exactly how to support this organ, tune into that workshop. It's $22 and you'll get 100 recipes that go along with it and lots of videos. And the gut health one, that's where I really go into detail and link the digestive system with your liver and how they're working together. So that's on Saturday, 2 till 4 p.m. Perth time. And that one's $29 and you also get a gut healing meal plan and everything that go along with that. So check my website. All the details are on there or on my Facebook page. But just, take some time to really understand what your body's communicating. I can't stress that enough. Hope this finds you well. And I'll see those of you who have booked in. I'll see you on Thursday night or Saturday. Thanks, guys.